our environments or in our project. So Spring Admin Server is essentially a monitoring tool. So under the hood, it uses actuator to monitor our microservices. So if you have any Spring project that you have a number of microservices that are standalone, and you want to see the metrics, the health status, the logs, and basically the details entailing to all of those microservices, and you want one consolidated dashboard that can give you all of these details on the fly as your applications run. So basically, Spring Admin Server offers that capability, and it stands as the server, and all the microservices that you have or that you want to monitor serves as the clients. So those clients will register themselves into the admin server, and the server will be able then to plug into the actuator details and be able to retrieve all of this environment details, the health status of the APIs, and the matrix that you have for each microservice. So let's get right into it without wasting enough more time. So let's see how that can be achieved with Spring Boot. So the first things first, we always start from the initializer start.spring.io. That's where we always start, and our project will be Maven based, and it is basically Java, and we always select the latest stable version. So we always recommend that here in this channel. So going into our metadata, so we're just gonna change a couple of things here. Let's just do that. Right, then we're gonna call this app matrix, something like that, app metrics. You can call it anything you want. You can call it like excuse me, you can call it service monitor or service health. You can call it something like that. So let's just call it app metrics. Then that should be fine. It is a demo project and can package as a Word. That's fine. Java 17, always use the latest stable so that you have that long-term support available over there. So now we're going to go into the dependencies, and we're going to add a few dependencies. Let's just do Spring Web, and let's do Spring. Actually, I don't need Spring Web there. We'll just get rid of it now. So let's do Lombok. Let's just get rid of Spring Web. We don't really need it because we're not adding any endpoint on there. So let's do Lombok. Then let's do admin server, and we want the server. So code-centric Spring Boot admin server. So that's what we want. And basically, this looks good. We need security. So I want to make sure that at least we have a security layer available for our project right there. So this looks good. Let's download this, and let's see what we have. One download in progress. Right, so let's open this guy. So we have our zip over here, app metrics that. So let's just say okay, so let me just do open this, and essentially I want to throw this guy over here. Right, and I will just now extract that app metrics, so that will give us the project. Yes, just allow it some time to extract. Right, so that's open. So now we want to go to our Spring Tool suite, and over here we want to open the project. Let's just say open project from file system, and we want to say directory. Let's see what we got. So that gives us that, and we want to go to app metrics, which is the very top. So say open that. It's gonna import that, and now we are good to let it load. Right, so we just say finish, finish. All right, so now the project is there, so that is available. Let's have a look. And then we have our Java right here. We have our static, our resources basically here, and our application, the properties which we're going to use. So we're going to change this right now, and we have one config here which is application name. That looks good. And then we have the Java class. So what we want to do on the main class is essentially just enable admin server. You're going to add this annotation on the main class, then it knows that this is a Spring Boot admin server that we have, and basically that is what we need. And we can save this, and we are going to set up some configs here, and we will run this application to see what we have over there. So it's a lot of configs, so let's just pass these in over there. So if you can see, we have a Spring security username, which is admin, and we have a Spring security password, which is admin as well. And we want to say manage endpoint web exposure, include all of those. And we want to also on the endpoint health show details, we want that to be always. And we are also setting the metadata, the admin client instance metadata username, which is the username that we have over here. Basically, we're passing this config, and also for the password, we are passing that config over there. So once we have set these credentials, we want to make sure that the root endpoints that we want to expose, we want environments, metrics, trace, Jolokia, info, and config properties. So we want to have all of these available, and we want to run the application on port 9090. So this should be enough for what you're trying to do, and we should be good to run the application just as is for now. So let's just say run as Spring Boot application. Let's give it some time so that it reloads. Basically, this is all we need to have a Spring admin server. It's basically this simple, guys, nothing complicated. So now if you go to localhost, let's just do localhost 1990, let's just go there. And you can see it says please sign in, because we added Spring security. So if we do that, then now we are logging in with admin, and voila, we have our application. So this is the admin server. It's up, it's running, and it's ready to receive and monitor client. So we have no applications registered. So let's now create a microservice that will let's call it maybe subscribe to this service and register to this service so that we can be able to monitor it. So let's go to our initializer, and we're going to say let's say subscribe microservice, right? So this is subscribe microservice, and that looks good. So we're not going to change anything else, except we want to take out this guy, and we don't want security because we just want to test the API. So we can add Spring Web here, because we're going to create an API there, and then we're going to add Spring admin, and now we are taking the client. So let's take the client. That looks good. So we have DevTools, Lombok, Spring Web and the Spring Boot client. So let's generate this subscribe microservice. That looks good, and we want to go to where this project is, and in the same way you want to open this guy, and we will take this to this folder. Then we are going to unarchive this, and let's see. Just taking some time. It should be done in a few. So now this service, we will just plug it. We will just register it with our admin server, and you will see that the server will pick it up and will start monitoring what is happening with the service. So far so good. So far so good. It's taking longer than expected. Shouldn't. Are you done? Run. So you'll see this will auto refresh to load that application as it registers. So let's see here. Is it done? Subscribe. Doesn't look like it's done. Come on. Why is it taking forever? All of these applications that are making it so frustrating. All right, let's be patient with it. Let's see. So you'll see here, we'll see all the applications, we'll see how many instances of the applications are running. So if you have two applications, and let's say one is running 2 instances and the other one is running 3 instances, you will see the number of applications and the number of instances linked to those applications. So, and also for each application on the register, it will tell you how many instances of that application is basically running. So it seems like it's done now. Let's go back to our IDE and import that project over here. So let's open, let's just do okay, let's go to subscribe service, right? Then we say subscribe microservice, then we say finish. All right, so we can close this guy. Everything looks good there. Now we're going to open this guy, and we are going to, so in this service we're just going to add an API, and we're going to add the application properties, and basically that's it. So nothing else. Let's just create a new package here, say package, and we will call it controller. So, and then in here we're just gonna create a new class, and we're going to say, let's say home controller, and that's basically fine. And let's see what we have there. Yes, right. So we're going to say this is a REST controller. That's a REST controller, and we are going to say add request mapping, and we don't want to do nothing much. We just want to land there. Then we're going to say add get mapping, and we want to have return a string, home, that's fine, and we want to return hello admin server, I have subscribed to you. Don't worry about this message, it's not going to be sent to the server, it's just a response when we hit this endpoint on this particular microservice. So basically this is what we need, and we are going to add our application properties in the client. So the client is subscribe microservice. So we do request that you guys please do subscribe in the channel, and there's a whole lot of other Spring tutorials that we have. So we would really appreciate you subscribing into our channel and check out other videos, and please do share with other developers if you see that there's a lot of benefits into our videos and channel as well. So now we have the client config. So in the client config, we want to set the admin client URL. So this is the server URL that we want to register to, and we basically telling it that please register yourself into this admin server, and we want the instance management base URL. So this microservice, the base management URL should be the base URL for this application, which is this microservice. I have seen in situations where the actuator redirects into or rewrites to a different URL. So please add this so that when it registers to the URL that you expect it to have, and it should be fine. Then we have the username and password. Then we want to set the security, the management security enabled. We want to set it to false. We are testing. You can change this based on your requirements. And security basic enabled, so that is basically false, and we can save this like that. So we are all good here, and we want to run this application as well and see how it looks. So on this application, basically all you need is the dependency in your POM file and these configurations, and you're good to go. Nothing else that you do, everything should be smooth. So let's run this application and see it running. Let's come back to this guy. Let's do run Spring application. Okay. So that is running, and you will see a log here. If it registered successfully, it will tell us that application registered. So let's just go to the side where the logs are, and you will see failed to register application as application subscribe microservice management URL is 8080 and all of those. Add Spring Boot admin 1990 instances 401, and that is basically blocking us because in our 401 is unauthorized. So in our app metrics we added security layer. So because we added a security layer there, let's just add a security configuration right here. So security configuration is just to make sure that as you add the admin on your applications, let's just call this config, just to make sure that your applications at least has a layer of security. Let's just add a class now. So we're gonna call this security configuration. Security configuration, so that is fine. So we're going to create a bin here of service configuration, and this is in app metrics. So please don't get it confused, guys. This is in app metrics, the server itself. That's where we're adding this service configuration, and we're just gonna take the scaffolded code that I have here. This is basically a security filter chain. So if you are familiar with Spring Security, if you are adding authentication and authorization in your in your um, in your Spring applications, you would know that these are very important. So the security filter chain is very important. So we have a configuration here, and we want to enable web security right here. So let's do enable web security. So that looks good. And this guy right here, let's see, this should be that, and this should be basically that. Then it should be that. So that's looking good. What other imports am I missing? And I'm missing that. So let's see. Yeah, that should be fine. So let's do that. Is fine. Then HTTP method, and that should be Spring. That is fine. And the end matcher, that should come from Spring as well. That's looking good. And this should come from Java util. Let me see what else I'm missing. We're not missing anything. So let's just import that as well. All right, so that's looking good. So now import java.util dot, let me just do star for now. No, this is bad, but just do that for now. And let's see. Okay, so the UID is fine, and let's do Spring Security Filter Chain, and voila, now we're good to go. Application should clear up and start up fine. And what else is going on? Let me just let's see if our live reload worked fine. Okay, so it was picking up the registration here. So because I have the two applications, the other one ran, and it came up, and then we see our subscribe service. So if you look here, just here, the subscribe microservice, and it says application registered itself as that particular ID over there. So that looks good. So now this is the server. It completed fine without any issues. So that's looking good. So now if you go to the browser, you will see that the subscribe microservice is showing up. So let's go to the browser and see this. Voila. So now we have subscribe microservice, and it's working fine. So the only thing that we needed was to implement our security filter chain in the admin, because we added Spring Security, and everything is looking good. So once the server is set up, the client is easy for it to subscribe or register itself, and you can see anything and everything that is happening there. So if I click on the API, you can see that hello admin server, I have subscribed to you. So we're able to hit on this particular endpoint and see what is going on there. So I can go into this and see the service history, and basically open this. So it tried to register here. You can see the registration and everything like that. So let's go to applications. You can see the application is there, one application, one instance, and the wallboard is basically one API that we have over there. And when you click on that API, you see the health, and you can see the details. So right here you can click on the details, and it should basically give us the full menu. Let's see, let's go back to the wallboard, click on that, and let's see what is happening here. Oh yes, we want to click on these guys. So it why is it taking us to that? Because it should give us the service details. The health status is up, so that is fine. So these ones are pointing us to that, but here it should give us the full details. Let's go back to our application, click on that. I don't want to click on this, but essentially once you click on the details, it should basically populate all of these details. I'm not sure why now it's stuck, but yeah, our service registered correctly, and in this particular page where it says details, it will have all the metrics, all the details, the environments, the configs, and all those details. It will have them right here. So let me see if I'm missing a few configs here. Oh, I think I am missing these. The management endpoints exposure include everything, and health show details always. So I think we're missing those right here. So that's why it's not showing us all those details. So let's save this guy, and the application will. So every time you restart the application, it will register itself again. With the application with the admin server. So here, so we're missing those two configs, and now we can see all the details. So you can see the metrics right here, and you can see the environment right here. You can see the local server port, Spring output, NC enabled. So we were just missing these two: web exposure include and the show details as always. So this is what we needed, and now we can see all the details right here. So if we go back to our world, we have one instance, we click on it, and it takes us to everything that is happening here, and we can basically see the beans that we have: application availability, application factory, and let's just search for this is subscribe. This is just the application. So let's see what we have here. So we have all of these beans that are basically scaffolded by Spring Boot, and you can basically check on those, and most of them are obviously singleton. That's obvious. And we have configuration properties that you can see as well, and you can make sure that all your APIs are running on the correct configs. And if you have any scheduled tasks, it will basically pick them up from here. And you have loggers as well, and it will depend on the logging, setting route to debug that failed, and we have trace, and we have error. So if we go to this microservice, depending on which logging level you want, if you click on one, it will then log those for you, so it shouldn't be an issue. So let's see if I do that, and basically the server should pick it up and give me logs that are relating to my log level right here. So let's see this. All right. So yeah, you should be able to do all of this. It shouldn't be an issue. So let's go to insights, and we can basically check the instance. The health is up, the disk space. So you can even see the disk space total is 121, free is 3.84, threshold 10.5 MB, the path, the ping, basically it's up, and you can see the threads, you can see the processors running, and you can see the garbage collection You can see memory, heap and non-heap. So you have all of these details at your disposal by just plugging in and registering your microservices with Spring Admin Server. So you saw there that plugging in the the admin server client is as easy as basically adding your Spring client into your POM and essentially just giving it a few configs, and it's basically going to register itself, and you're able to monitor it from there. And then on the next video, we'll be looking at notifications. When can we send notification, how we can send notifications, and basically dive deeper into those details. But for now, cheers.